Asado, grilling meat over an open flame, is a popular tradition in South America. 4 Austrian pitmasters are doing it their own way. In Upper Austria's great outdoors, they demonstrate 3 techniques. As Adi Bittermann explains, it means getting back to the basics.
Archaic grilling is simply improvising and making something out of nothing. You can use all kinds of things as fire pits, in every way, shape, and form. You don't need much to grill with. You just need heat and the common sense to handle the heat properly.
Welcome, I'm Franz Gösing from Tyrol. We're getting together today to smoke some trout.
Franz Gösing prepares his freshly caught trout. He's converted a hollowed-out stump into a makeshift smoke box with a wood fire inside. He seasons the fish with a blend of salt, pepper, and herbs. Then he hangs them on hooks inside the stump and seals it on top with 2 branches.
What's special about Asado is that we don't have any major rules. You let your feelings guide you. When I prepare this fish, I don't need a thermometer. I just grab the fins. If they come off easily, the fish is done.
Hello, I'm Adi Bittermann. What I love about Asado is the fire, the flame, and the passion.
Adi Bittermann always brings a steel fire bowl with him when he grills outdoors.
With this, I can build a fire quickly and easily. If I don't have it with me, I make a fire ring out of stones and line it with gravel before I set my wood alight. With Asado, you have to control the flames and not set the forest on fire.
Today, a chuck steak from the cow's neck is going into the fire bowl.
We'll lay it out right on the embers. I know charcoal kills bacteria. It's antiseptic. I can even clean my teeth with the cold ashes.
He roasts the meat about 10 minutes in the fire and then lays it on a log sprinkled with salt. Another layer of salt comes on top of that. 20 minutes later, he takes the chuck steak off the fire, scrapes off the salt crust, and refines it with lime zest. A cookie tin punched full of holes and set on a bed of herbs becomes an improvised smoke box for shrimp. How long they have to roast over the embers depends mainly on the wind and the weather.
It's an intuition that we've got inside us. We've just forgotten how to listen to our bodies. It's an interplay of the elements: fire, water, earth, and air. And air is important for grilling. You watch the direction the wind's coming from, how strong it is, and how it fans your embers.
Wie fachelt's mein Kohlen oder sprich mein Holz an?
Hi, I'm Leo Gradl from the Barbecue Republic in Upper Austria's Granitland region. Today, we're going to learn about Stone Age barbecuing. What's so great about it? Playing with fire, sex for the palate, aquaplaning on the tongue.
This time, he builds the fire between 2 large boulders.
We bake this with radiant heat. If the wind blew in here, the heat would be gone. But this protects the grill from the wind. The wind can't blow the energy away.
He slits the catfish's skin open and rubs it with herb salt. Then he lays the fish out on a cone-shaped alder wood board between 2 big smoldering embers.
This alder plank tapers to a point. I lay the head, the catfish's widest part, toward the plank's narrow end. That's the best way to get the heat to the fish. Farther back, toward the tail, is where the plank is widest, so less heat gets to it. We bake this with radiant heat and flavor it with the smoke. And you just wouldn't believe how intensively the smoke gets into the meat. You shouldn't use a resinous wood. It's better with fruit tree wood or beech.
Cooks without a lot of experience or timing can test the fish to see if it's done by a little cut on the dorsal fin. This catfish is enjoyed with a homemade herb ragout. These Austrian cooks will toss anything on the grill that's fresh and locally grown. Leo Garo prefers to use products from his own organic farm. A veal ribeye steak, for instance.
It's perfectly marbled. That's a very basic requirement to end up with a juicy steak.
He puts the ribeye steak on the fire with the bone. When it's taken from the grill over the embers, it can roast a little more standing on a hot stone.
I believe in grilling on low flames and cooking it just a bit longer. When you take more time, that makes the meat better, even perfect.
Hello, I'm Jürgen Kerniger, a hunter, fisherman, and above all, an asador. What fascinates me about Asado is simply the authenticity, getting back to archaic grilling and away from technology. It's not just the choice cuts you can put on the grill, but also the ones that people disdain and generally end up just stewing or cooking for a long time, like soup meat, to make them tender. We want to show that it works just as well on a grill.
He cuts the pork belly into cubes and marinates them in a curry paste. Then he arranges them on a board and places them over the embers. If the marinade were to come into direct contact with the flame, it would char immediately. The soup meat, on the other hand, is roasted right in the embers. One Austrian chef also likes to make blueberry pancakes on the grill.
This isn't typical of Asado. The dessert plays no part. But we're in Austria, and we're famous for our desserts. When we grill, we have to have dessert.
He stirs the blueberries into a batter of flour, milk, and eggs, and fries them up in a steel pan over the embers. He turns them once and sprinkles them with cinnamon. Essential to Austrian-style asado is to stay cool at all times. For Austrians, a laid-back atmosphere is a priority whenever they grill this way.
The crackling of the wood, gathering it, that's all part of it. It's like Asado's prelude. The first smoke goes up, and eventually, you've got something to eat. Everyone's got smiles on their faces and goes home satisfied.
Fleischl.